time complexity of the binary search, time complexity of the linear search. Can you see the slide? See the
Yes,
slide?
sir. Yes, sir.
The time
Sir,
complexity, yeah.
স্যার স্ক্রিনটা একটু ল্যান্ডস্কেপ মোডে করে নেবেন, দেখা যাচ্ছে না আদারওয়াইজ।
তোমরা কি সবাই মোবাইলে থেকে দেখছো?
হ্যাঁ, হ্যাঁ, হ্যাঁ।
আমিও মোবাইল থেকেই দেখছি।
হ্যাঁ
এবার
স্যার,
ঠিক
এবার
আছে?
ঠিক আছে। হ্যাঁ, হ্যাঁ।
আমি slowly I will explain. Okay, everything I will try my best. Okay, I will try my
ওকে
best
স্যার।
to make you. So here sequential search মানে when I am presenting a slide, you have to follow each and every statement written on the slide. If you do not understand, then you can interrupt me at any point of time, no issue. Okay, so here algorithm 1 in this slide, here it is written the sequential search. Okay, here procedure sequential search তারপরে in the bracket n colon integer s array of key type. This is the generically written. Everyone who is not familiar with any programming language will understand the meaning of n colon integer means you have to take the n integer for for performing sequential search. You are performing the search on an array. N is the number of element, and you are performing search for the element x, whether element present or not. Okay, only my point here is to make you realize how to write an algorithm. This is only I want to explain here. Okay, this is the way, this is one instance of an algorithm. This is the way you can write one algorithm. Everyone will understand. Every novice student will understand who do not know the programming language, who do not know the other no expertise in any other computerized things. They will understand by reading the each and every line, begin and end, all the these two keyword frequently used for writing algorithm. Okay, location initially you are assuming that at location 1 your element is present. Now while loop iterate up to number of elements in. Okay, these steps are clear. Okay, here time complexity of this algorithm means here how much, what I told you time, what is the time complexity means? Time complexity means very precisely think the how many times the basic operation are executed by your algorithm. Okay, how many times the basic operation, but actually you have to, after writing one algorithm, you have to find out which are the basic operation. Okay, you have to find out which are the basic operation. Now basic operation example, the comparison operation is a basic operation. Assignment is a kind of basic operation. There is no hard and fast rule of saying a particular operation as a basic operation, but now instruction which are most frequently appear on your algorithm, most frequently happen, that is actually assumed as a basic operation. So in a sorting based all the sorting based algorithm where comparison is the predominant operation. Okay, so comparison is regarded as a basic operation, or assignment is a basic operation.
স্যার, ফিউ
Okay,
স্টুডেন্টস আর ওয়েটিং।
yeah. Okay, 44 students. Slide not visible. Yeah. Now what I am trying to say, what is the time complexity? Time complexity is the counting of the number of basic operations. Okay, and if it is possible, it should be possible to represent the number of basic operation in term of the input size. Okay, my statement, two statement I am making, two statement. One is how time complexity will count. You will count the time complexity by counting the total number of basic operation executed. Now this total number of basic operation executed will be represented by a function where parameter is the input size. Clear? Okay, now here binary search, just I explained in the previous day. Okay, in the binary search the element should be sorted first. This is a prerequisite. Okay, when element is sorted first, then your search element x will be compared with the element present at the middle. If it is found, then you will stop the searching. Otherwise, you will come to one half of the total elements, one half of the total element. Recursively, you will halving, you will actually you will decreasing the size by half. The list of the element will be decreased by half in every iteration of binary search. So in this way, here suppose there are 32 elements present in the list. For example, 32 elements. Okay, so initially you will find element present at the S16. Then next, suppose element is the upper half of the array. So next searching will be with element X14. Okay, in this way, only sixth searching you need. So here, two searching, binary searching and sequential searching is written side by side. If number of elements is 128, then in sequential search 128 searching is required. For binary search only 8. Okay, it is actually log n number of search approximately is needed. So here it is very clear that binary search is efficient than sequential search. Although we use the sequential search because it is tolerable in human lifespan. Okay, but another example. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Another example in Fibonacci number generation. There are two ways of Fibonacci number generation. Okay, one is the recursive method, another is the sequential method. In the last class I explained to you the recursive method. Here fib equal to fib n minus 1 plus fib n minus 2. So here I explained the every element generation by a tree diagram. A number of term computed was a list or what table was presented there, and analyzing this table, one pattern was observed that when you increase n by 2, when you increase the n by 2 in this table, just concentrate on the table, except the 0 and 1, n value 0 and 1, except the n value of n 0 and 1. If you judge other value of n, okay, n starting from 2 to other value, you will see the term computed in the tree is more than half, more than double. Okay, more than double. So more than double, and here it is written in the form of a theorem. Here it is written in the form of a theorem. Okay, in this slide, in the form of a theorem. See the right hand side expression. See the Tn greater than equal to 2 into Tn minus 2. When n is increased by 2, then total number of term computed is more than double. Okay, more than double. So if you simplify the right hand side expression, Tn greater than 2 into Tn minus 2, you will get the Tn greater than 2 to the power n by 2. Now you have reached to this expression. Now another mathematical support to claim this assumption is right. Method of induction is applied. You need not to know in more detail about method of induction for the sake of understanding in this very first lecture or second lecture. Just there is a method of induction method, and this method of induction can prove that time complexity is an Tn greater than 2 to the power n by 2. Actually, here main highlight of this slide is that time complexity is in exponential term. Time complexity here 2 to the power n by 2 means this is exponential. This is exponential expression. Am I right? Hello?
Yes, sir.
This is the exponential term. My point here, this is exponential. Or anything, if your time complexity you calculate that is exponential, that is always bad. Exponential time complexity is not good, not efficient. Okay. So, if your value of n is less, then exponential algorithm will perform well. You can tolerate. But if value of n is large, very large, okay, then exponential algorithm will not halt, will not finish, very inefficient. Okay, so here another way of writing Fibonacci number generation through an iterative way. two method side by side. One table is written here in this slide. Okay, so two method, and it is clearly shown that recursive method is very inefficient and it is not tolerable in human lifespan.
Sir, few students
Okay.
are waiting.
Hello.
Sir, few students
Hello?
are waiting.
Yeah.
Hello.
Ha. Just a minute. Okay, 45 student. Now, the up to this slide already I explained in the previous class. Now, look at this slide. Look at this slide. Okay, time complexity analysis underline equal to actual CPU time into has include instruction into programmers comma language. Meaning of this statement, what I am trying to explain through this statement is that the time complexity, you can count the total number of CPU time, okay, needed for per instruction. Here total number of instruction is represented by has include instruction into the sum factor for programmers related with the programmer and language. Okay, so actually this kind of time complexity measurement is not good, is not recommended. What I have written here in the very first two line, time complexity is equal to CPU time into number of instruction, has included my number of instruction, into some factor related to the programmers and language. Actually, this is not the correct. What I told in the last class, that time complexity analysis always will be independent of the any machine, hardware machine, or any programming language. Or hello,
Sir, someone wants to join.
echo হচ্ছে আমার ভয়েসটা। Hello. Okay, I will now I will quickly so time complexity, this first two in this slide, is this slide visible to you? Slide
Yes,
visible
sir.
to you?
Yes, sir.
Hello, response, Bonani, Paritro, hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's visible.
Hello.
Yes, sir. It's visible.
It's visible, sir.
Just the time complexity should not be represented by this actual CPU time into number of instruction and into some programming language factor or programmer factor. Some independent measure should be taken. Okay, here next third line is written, some independent measure exclamation mark. Okay, should be taken. Okay, so here OPS লেখা যায় function of input size, মানে operation you have to count the basic operation in term of the input size. So some example, your time complexity here n+1. For any algorithm, time complexity can be n+1, 2 or 2 to the power n by 2, log n. All this term what signify it? It signifies your time complexity is n+1 or comma 2 to the power n by 2 or log n, means you are representing your time complexity in term of n. N means here input size. For what is the input size? Question mark here. For the graph, the input size can be n plus e. This is when you adjacency list and adjacency matrix, two kind of representation of the graph. Okay, when adjacency matrix is used, then input size can be big O n square. When adjacency list will be used, input size will be big O n plus e. For matrix product n square. Okay, so here the basic precise
no, no.
notion of time complexity analysis, you must know the
और रही
input
बात
size.
और
and
ये
you
लोग
have to choose
ऑप्टिमस
the
ऑप्टिमस
basic
के लिए बोल रहे हैं
operation.
तो उसने
See the
एडब्ल्यूटी किया
third
था और
line.
उसने
Just you memorize the third line. What is the time complexity? If anyone asks you,
चले जाओ यार
if anyone asks you, you will say determine how many times the B
अरे ये
O,
कौन पढ़ाई कर
basic
रहा है
operation is done for each
ये
value of
ठीक
the
है
input
भाई।
size.
सुनो
Like
क्या
that
पढ़ रहा
time
है?
कोई चले जाओ
What is the time
जाओ यार
complexity
स्पेक्टेट
mean?
में
Time complexity means is the determination
दो
of the
लौंडे
how
जाओ
many
कोई
times the basic
आ जाओ
operation
भाई।
अपना
is
फोन
done
स्विच ऑफ कर लिया
for each
शायद।
value of
अरे
the
मेरा
input
नहीं
size.
खुलेगा भाई, नहीं
Okay,
खुलेगा
this
तभी
is the
बोल रहा
actual
हूँ।
definition.
रुक जा।
भाई दो बंदे
Now
कोई कर
input
लो
size revisited.
स्पेक्टेट यार जल्दी से
Now
स्टार्ट करवाना है इतना
You
धीरे
will
मत करो
get
भाई
more
इनकोगनिटो जा
insight
सकता है
of
क्या?
the input size.
हम्म
Okay, for
जीत एक
इनकोगनिटो
तुम
sorting
कर लो ना
operation,
जीत और एक अभिषेक तुम कर लो
for sorting operation, here one algorithm is written.
रैक सुन रहा
This
है?
algorithm is it
बोल।
visible? Is it
हाँ
visible?
लौंडे ने तो अपना फोन स्विच ऑफ कर लिया।
लो भाई।
Yes,
तो
sir.
भाई वो
वो
परमानेंट
This
है ना,
algorithm just
वो
clearly
इनके
look
साथ मिला हुआ है।
bool माने boolean
ये
prime
मैं
माने
जरा
prime
इधर
checking
आता हूँ
or
इनसे
prime
बात
checking
करके।
in
पता है किन
in
लोगों के
माने
साथ, टॉक्सिक
int
लोगों
you
के
are
साथ।
checking
रखो
in
मेरे
is a prime or not. Okay, int I bool switch equal to true initialize I equal to 2. Okay, while in the bracket mode switch you have to check a count I is one counter variable. You have to take the square root of n, and you have to check the any reminder n reminder operator I equal to 0. Then it is not prime. If it is if this condition does not satisfy, then it is prime. Okay, so this is the algorithm of prime checking algorithm. Now question comes, there are two, what is the meaning of input size? Input size means what I am telling you, you tell for the sorting algorithm, you tell that there are n number of elements, so input size is n. In this algorithm, you are checking n is a prime or not. So what is the input size? You may say n is the input size. Someone say 1 is the input size. 1 means only one element is taken, but this is not actually precise meaning of the input size. What is the precise meaning of the input size? That is written in the right hand side. The definition of the precise meaning of the input size for a given algorithm, the input size is defined as the number of character it takes to write the input. Okay, for a given algorithm, the input size means what? Input size means it is defined as the number of character it takes to write the input. So when number of character you will count, then definitely you have to consider one encoding scheme. For example, in computer, everything is represented in binary. In finally, it is actually it is converted to binary form. So binary, which encoding scheme? You should take one encoding scheme before analyzing input size. For example, take the binary encoding scheme. And here encoding scheme, you can choose any encoding scheme to analyze time complexity of an algorithm. You have to figure out the input size. For that input size, you can take any encoding scheme. That encoding scheme may be binary, maybe octal, maybe hexadecimal, okay, or maybe decimal, maybe any encoding scheme. But their encoding scheme should
ये
be
होता है।
reasonable. Reasonable means your
रुक
encoding
जा
scheme
एक
should
नया एक
अरे
और बंदा भी
प्रेम
आ
आ
रहा
रहा
है।
है, प्रेम आ रहा है, प्रेम।
hold some
जीत एक
symbol
बंदा आ रहा है स्पेक्टेट
so
में,
that
दूसरा बंदा भी रुक जा।
when you represent the original number by your encoding scheme, it should
ये
optimize
बंगाली
something.
इंग्लिश
दो
कौन
It
लौंडे
बोल
should
रहा
आए
है?
ठीक
if
है
do not give any advantage, then that encoding scheme is not reasonable. For example, if you take only one symbol for your encoding scheme, if you take only one symbol, for example, binary number system has two symbols, 0 and 1. Am I right? Hello?
यस सर।
Yes, sir.
Binary number system has two numbers, 0 and 1.
यस सर।
A
Yes.
decimal number system has 10 numbers, 0 to 9. Octal has a 0 to 7. Hexadecimal has 0 to 15. Now, anything that you want to represent any number system, you use the symbol from that particular encoding scheme. When you encode anything in terms of binary, you use 0 or 1. Am I right? When you encode anything in terms of octal, you use 0 to 7. Any symbol you can use. These all are reasonable. Why I am saying that? Because if you are use only one symbol for your encoding scheme, for example, suppose one imaginary encoding scheme, unary encoding scheme, unary that only use only one symbol. Suppose 7, decimal 7 will be represented by unary encoding scheme by 7-1, because only there is only one symbol, only one symbol in your unary encoding scheme. Am I right? Only one symbol in your unary encoding scheme. Unary means only one, binary means 2. In a unary encoding scheme, only one symbol. And I am explaining too much? You need not to explain too much. You will thing may be complicated for you. Do not take it in that way. Okay, here only your encoding scheme should be reasonable. Reasonable means you should not take unary encoding scheme so that 1000 to represent 1000 for unary encoding scheme, you need 1001 to write side by side, and that is not the efficient way of writing 1000. So unary encoding scheme is not a reasonable encoding scheme. If you use the binary encoding scheme, you can efficiently write the 1000 representation by 0 and 1. It is more efficient than unary. So that is more reasonable than unary. That is my point to explanation. Point of explanation. Okay. So your encoding scheme should be very reasonable. So forget everything. Just what is the definition of input size? Input size for any algorithm is defined as the number of characters it takes to write the input. Up to this clear?
Yes, sir.
Hello? Only just this thing. Now, keeping this definition in your mind, now I will analyze two algorithms previously. Suppose you are analyzing the input size of the sorting algorithm, which takes the n numbers. Okay. Now, to encode the n numbers by your encoding scheme, okay, first you have to find out which number is the largest number in the list. Which number is the largest number in the list? Suppose you want to sort the 5 numbers. Okay. From these 5 numbers, to encode all the numbers in your encoding scheme. For example, our encoding scheme is binary. Suppose you will encode every 5 numbers by binary. First convert it binary, then you will put the sorting logic on it. Okay. So to encode it, first you have to find out which one is the largest element. Suppose largest element is L. When largest element is L, how much bit will be needed? How many bits will be needed to encode that largest number? It is largest number L log, taking the log of largest number. Am I right? Now, how many numbers are there in the list? N numbers. So n into log L number of bits for binary encoding scheme. N into log L number of bits is, or symbol, bits or symbol is required to encode that n numbers that you want to sort. Is this a statement clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. After that, I will write what my purpose, what I am saying all these things.
Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, so first we will convert the largest number in the list into binary, and then we will find out like how many bits are required.
Yeah.
Means the largest number in the list, we have to convert that number into binary, no?
Yeah. Because why I am saying so? Because my purpose, what I am trying to say, I am trying to say the input size. What will be the input size of my algorithm? I am telling you the time complexity is represented by how many times the basic operation are executed in terms of the input size. That is the definition of time complexity. Now the inputs, meaning of, I am trying to imbibe you the concept of input size precisely, but that precise meaning will not be taken for every analysis. You can ask me, sir, why? What are you talking about? You are trying to make you realize that input size is, this is the precise input size, but you are not taking this precise input in every analysis, because if you analyze every algorithm with respect to its precise input size, then analysis will be very complicated. Okay, very complicated. But to get the notion of what is the precise input size, you must know it. For for ordinary analysis, for approximately analysis, if you take the input size in precise way, you take the input size in imprecise way, both will lead you to the same expression. Both will lead you to the same last complexity expression. That is my final statement. Okay. So now, when you are trying to calculate the precise input size of the sorting n numbers, then what will be the way of counting the total number of bits required to represent your n numbers? That I already said. You have to find out the which one is the largest element in the list. Finding out the largest element, you must know how many bits will be required to represent the largest element. If largest element take the some x number of bits, log L number of bits, then there are other remaining numbers will be maximum, will take that n number, log L number of bits. So how many numbers is there in the list? N number in the list, so n into log L. Okay. If you use the different base, I think you are following my slide. If base of the logarithm is 10, then n log L equal to log base 2 bracket er moddhe n LGL. Okay. So now I am explaining the definition. now I will write down the expression of the time complexity. Now time complexity, I am telling you WS. Okay, my time WS equal to question mark. WS equal to question mark. You don't know. Now what is the meaning of this WS? W is the worst case time complexity. It is a notation. Okay. For the time being, just assume WS is my time complexity. W means the worst case time complexity. The S parameter is representing the input size. Okay. Now here I have written the time complexity expression. Okay. If you remember your bubble sort or any exchange sort or insertion sort for a list of n numbers, you will remember, some of you may remember, 2 for loop was needed there. Anyone agree with me?
Yes, sir.
2 for loop was needed there. Okay. 2 for loop was needed there. In that for loop, Cn square is the total number of iteration of the 2 for loop. In the worst case, maximum total number of iteration will never exceed Cn square. That is why I am telling you in the worst case. In the worst case is represent the upper bound of the iteration plus n into n minus 1 by 2 log L. This amount of bit comparison is required, and plus some swapping operation. 3 statement is written if 2 element do not is incomparable. When you are comparing 2 element, you are comparing A greater than B. If it is okay, then you skip. If it is A not greater than B, then you swap using the third variable temp. That was the logic. For swapping two value of the 2 parameters, 3 assignment operation is needed. 3 assignment. That is why 3 into n minus 1 by 2 log L. So here, just try to understand this. I am zooming this slide. Okay, this is the time complexity of the time complexity expression. This is time complexity expression of exchange sort. Exchange sort means this you can bubble sort also. Outer for loop can perform a Cn square number of iteration. Total number of bit comparison is n into n minus 1 by 2 into log L. Okay, and total number of assignment, as a bit assignment is required. Now I will rewrite this algorithm, this time complexity expression in this way. Now use here what is written, S equal to n log L as the input size. Then what I assume here in the definition part, definition for a given algorithm, WS is defined as the maximum number of steps done by the algorithm of input size S. So WS is a notation. Meaning of it, the time complexity of the algorithm is WS, where S is the input size. So everything we have written in this expression, Cn square plus bit comparison plus bit assignment in this expression is rewritten in this way. WS equal to, we have assumed that S equal to n log L. Okay. Now in the worst case, WS less than equal to Cn square plus n square. We can write it. Okay, we can write it.
Yes, sir.
Cn square plus n into n minus 1 by 2 log L 3n. Okay. Now in the next line, next inequality always true. If you are agree with the first inequality, first line of the inequality, the next line you can write from the first one. Okay. Finally, what I am trying to say, WS equal to C plus 4 into bracket into S square. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Finally, you have reached WS is initially what I told you. Initially, I told you WS is a notation where S is the input size. Now WS is equal to C plus 4 into S square. Where is the S? Now in the right hand side, S means you assume as the input size.
Number
You
of
assume as
inputs.
the input size. দাঁড়াও এক এক করে এত লেট করে জয়েন করলে হয় বারবার। কই তো কেউ ওয়েট করছে না তো। Now my last statement is that here we have assumed input size in binary form. We wanted to know the input size in binary representation. In that binary representation, we counted the input size. Counted the input size means n log L the input size. You counted it, and taking n log L as an input size, you have reached to a last expression which is equal to WS equal to C plus 4 into S square. Are you agree with this statement?
Yes, sir.
Are you agree with this statement? Do not take too much stress. Okay. Only you need not to memorize this. Only you need to understand if you take the input size
Sir.
in this manner. Hello.
Sir, in second line it is written less than equal to, but in the third line it is written only less than. I mean the sign.
Here log n Cn square in the first line, Cn square in the
Yes,
third,
sir.
in the next now you can write the inequality.
Okay, sir.
Cn square term alone is less than Cn square into something. Are you agree with this?
Yes,
Cn
sir.
square less than Cn square. This is only for the sake of presenting or representing something WS equal to C plus 4 S square. Forget every intermediate line, everything here. Only point here is that if you represent your input size S by binary, then your final expression is what? Final expression WS equal to C plus 4 into S square. This is your final expression.
Yes, sir. Sir, can
Final
you please tell again what is C?
C is a constant. C
Okay,
is a
sir.
constant.
Okay, sir.
Here nothing. Here one thing you must remember: in time complexity analysis, everything will be imprecise. Here I am counting precise. Actually, precise definition of precise analysis will not happen in your course. Only to make you feel or make you realize what happened actually. I have arranged this slide for you. Okay. This is actually thing happen in this way. Now here, what is the final line? Final line WS equal to C plus 4 into S square. It is approximately, you can write WS equal approximately WS approximately S square. My time complexity is a quadratic. This is their final statement. And it is already, you probably, some of you know the time complexity of bubble sort is quadratic, n square, big O n square. Probably this thing you know, some of you may know. Where that n was the total number of elements. You counted in that way. In decimal number system, you counted the total number of elements. But here, not decimal number system. We counting in the binary domain. We counting the binary domain, the total number of basic operation executed in term of the S. Because S is the input size in binary domain. Or where n, what you knew in earlier, the time complexity of the exchange sort or bubble sort equal to big O n square. That n was represented in decimal number system. Hello.
Yes, sir.
So now here time complexity of prime checking number. Now looking at this algorithm, prime checking, just look at this prime checking number. What will be the time complexity? Can you guess? Can you guess? To count the time complexity from this algorithm, what will be your steps? Everyone listen very carefully. Everyone listen very carefully. To analyze the time complexity from this algorithm, starting from bool keyword to last bracket, you have to count which operation in this every line. There are how many lines here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 line here. Among this 13 line, which portion of this code will be executed frequently? And that will be the basic operation. That will be the basic operation. Here, whatever written inside the while condition portion, that is the basic operation will be executed frequently.
Yes, sir.
And following that, one assignment in a reminder operator I equal to 0 and switch equal to false. This portion actually crucial. This portion will be appear frequently, will be executed frequently. So this is the basic operation. Now you have to figure out, you have to comprehend in any way that you have to count this number of how many times this basic operation is happening. If by any means, if you are able to count that, then you are done with the complexity analysis. That is my point I want to make. Now, to analyze this time complexity, just looking at it, you can tell me the time complexity is the order of n. Probably you may say, some of you may say, but it is not that. It is not that. Time complexity of this algorithm actually exponential. And how you can internally, how you can comprehend that? See this slide. See this slide. In the while loop, how many passes are there? In the while loop, in the prime checking, how many passes? N to the power 1 by 2 minus 1 passes. Now S equal to log n equal to, because you are taking the binary or S binary or any decimal encoding scheme, n equal to 10 to the power s. N equal to 10 to the power s. Okay. If you put the value of n 10 to the power s when 10 is the base of the decimal number system, or 10 at jagah you can write the 2 when you use the binary number system. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. In the everyone do not hesitate to say if you do not understand. In the sorting algorithm, how you counted the total number of bit? You counted the largest element in the list and you put the log operator on that number. Largest number is L. Now log L will give you the total number of bit to encode the largest number. Now how many numbers in the list? N number, N into log L. That was the total number of bit required to represent the total n element in the sorting case. Am I right or not? Am I right
Yes,
or not?
sir. Yes, sir.
Now, in this
Yes, sir.
in this case, only one number is required to encode, and that number is log n number, log n. Just see this algorithm again. Just in the prime keyword in the bracketer moddhe ki, which is written int n. Bracketer moddhe what is that? Int n. Only one number which is n. You need to encode this n number n. You need to encode this single number n. And to encode the single number n, what is the procedure? You take the log n. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I'm talking too much actually, analyzing too much. Here, assume s equal to log n. This is your input size. This is the precise meaning of the input size. Now, you have to take the value of n, because n equal to 10 to the power s if you take the base 10, or n equal to 2 to the power s if you take the base 2. So this n to the power half minus 1 is now 10 to the power s by 2 minus 1, or 2 to the power s by 2 minus 1. So your while loop will iterate exponential number of time. Iteration of the while loop, 2 to the power s or 10 to the power s, both are exponential. 2 to the power s, 10 to the power s, both are exponential. Okay? For that, I can say that while loop can run exponential number of times. So time complexity of this prime checking number is in exponential order. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, but remember one thing, in the future algorithm analysis course or future complexity analysis, you will not assume input size precisely in this way every time, because if you assume input size in this way every time, complexity analysis will be complicated. We avoid this kind of precise meaning of the input size. We loosely assume input size. If n number is used for the sorting case, we loosely assume that input size is n. And assuming that way, we can reach to the same expression. Okay. This precise meaning of input size only for the sake of understanding what happened actually. Okay. But you will not assume for the analysis every time. So you need not to worry about the precise analysis. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now here, just what I am trying to say, now you will remember this portion. Now complex here, what is written here? What are the various context? What are the various situation may appear before you for the complexity analysis? One kind of analysis is called the every case time complexity. One kind of analysis you may require, that is called the worst case time complexity, average case time complexity, and base case time complexity. Now I will give you example, and by this example you will understand. Okay. For example, what I told you, I am reading this slide. Time complexity analysis of an algorithm determine how many times the basic operation is done for each value of the input size. You are agree? Now, this is the case, but there are some algorithm whose time complexity also depends on the value of the input. Total number of input plus value of input. There are some algorithm for which only knowing the value, total number of input is enough. You need not to know what are the value of the input. But some algorithm depends on the value of the input. What are the examples? For example, 2 examples I am giving, 3 examples I am giving you. Suppose you want to add 2 matrix. You want to add 2 matrix. Now you have written one for loop. 2 matrix should be dimension should be equal. Hello. When you add 2 matrix, if you want to add 2 matrix, dimension of these 2 matrix should be equal. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now just writing one for loop, you can perform the addition of the corresponding element. And you can write down the third matrix C, the corresponding position. Am I right? Now here just it is very easy to understand. Irrespective of the value of any entry, your logic will be executed same amount of time every time. Suppose your matrix A has one size, your matrix B has the similar size. With any matrix except AB in this world or the same size, if you want to add, the same logic or same number of iteration will happen every time, irrespective of the value. Similarly, for matrix multiplication, if you want to multiply 2 matrix multiplication, the column number of the first matrix should be equal to the row number of the second matrix. That is why in that way you will able to multiply 2 matrix. Now, if you write down the for loop, 3 for loop you have to written, the total number of addition and multiplication counting for a particular input size will be equal every time, irrespective of the value of the input. This is called the every case time complexity analysis. You are analyzing time complexity, but by counting the total number of basic operation, here total number of basic operation will be always equal in every cases for a particular input size. Now another example, suppose another example is sequential search. When you are applying your sequential search on a list of n numbers. Okay. So here input size is hello.
Yes,
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Here input size is n. Now you are looking for x. You are looking for x in the list, whether x is present or not. If x is present, then time complexity will be one quantity. If x is not present, then time complexity will be another quantity. If x is present in the first place of the list, then you will get the one time complexity. If x is present in the list in the last element as a last element, or if x is not present in the list, then you will get the another time complexity expression. So here, what is my statement? My statement here is that time complexity here depends with the input size and also the value of the input. Are you agree?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
Now
sir.
see the example. Now here in this slide, 3 time complexity, worst case, best case, average case is here showing. The interpretation of this slide is very easy to understand. Time complexity means the understanding should be the how your algorithm will behave when you grow the input size. If you change the input size, if you change the input size, here first input size is A, or first input instance is A, second input instance is B, for third input instance is C. For example, this slide is the time complexity or runtime analysis of a list of n numbers, where first input instance is A, second input instance is B, third input instance is C, in this way. So depending on the input instances, you will get the different time complexity. Okay, some are the very efficient best term, some are the very largest term, worst case, some in between. So worst case, best case, average case. these three worst case, best case, average case, this complexity here, one statement is written for inputs of all size. For input of all size, your time complexity function is drawn in this way: best case, average case, worst case. Okay, I will analyze further. Worst case usually used, it is an upper bound in a certain application domain. Knowing the worst case time complexity is crucial important. Some algorithm worst case occur fairly often. Average case time complexity is advised at worst case, and finding average case time complexity is difficult. Okay, now from this slide you will understand what is the every case time complexity means, what is the worst case, best case, average case. Four kind of analysis I have told you. One is every case time complexity analysis, best case, worst case, average case. Now for the array first add array members, time complexity is Tn is a notation equal to n. Are you agree with me? Time complexity of the adding two array is Tn equal to n. In the for loop will iterate n times. Are you agree?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. For the matrix multiplication, two matrix, if you want to multiply, 3 for loop are needed. So time complexity is Tn. What is Tn? Tn is a notation. Tn is a notation. What is the n? N is the input size. Tn is a notation function which is equal to nq, which is nq which is actual. Or Tn is a notation. Tn is a notation, or nq is actual. Okay. Now it is every case because it does not depend on the input value. Now sequential search. For the sequential search, the best case, when worst case will happen? Worst case will happen when element is situated at the last location of the list, or element is not present at all in the list. These two situations will lead you the maximum number of comparison. Hello.
Yes, sir.
These two fact. So that is a worst case. When worst case arise for sequential search, worst case arise when element is at last position or element is not present in the list. Best case arise when element you will find in the very first location. And average case analysis, element may be present anywhere in the list. It may be in the first position, it may be in the last position, or it may not be in the list. So why average case analysis is very difficult. In your algorithm codes, the average case analysis of the quick sort, you will get the 10 marks question for it. Average case analysis is very difficult because average case needs all consideration of all the instances. When element is present in the list, you have to consider all that instances. When element is not present, you have to consider that instances. When element is present, element may be present in any position in the list. So every position of the list is equally probable to hold the element, a particular element x. Element may be present in the location 1, element may be present in the location 2, element may be present in the location 3, element may be present in the location I. So every position is equally probable to hold the element. So probability of holding the element in any position is 1 by n for the average case. Okay. And another probability, element is present in the list with probability p. When element is present, it may be present any position of 1 by n with the probability. And when element is not present, then that probability is 1 minus p, because element will be present in the list with the probability p. So element is not present in the list with the probability 1 minus p. So here I am analyzing the 3 cases of the sequential search. Here sequential search, can you see the slide?
Yes, sir.
Can you see the slide? So
Yes, sir.
just read it out. Worst case time complexity equal to Tn equal to n, because worst case here bracket it is written when x is the last element in the list array of, or x is not in the array. When x is at the last element, or when x is not in the element in the list, then how many number of comparison will be done n, maximum n, because
Yes,
after
sir.
counting the all n elements, you will not check for any other element. So maximum number of comparison, মানে loop iteration, when loop iteration, মানে what is the basic thing here? মানে when loop will iterate, some basic operation for that loop will be counted. মানে why I am counting the looping, why I am considering the how iteration actually indirectly indicating you the iteration involved with some execution of some comparison operation. Iteration in any for loop indirectly telling you, if you count the iteration, you are actually indirectly counting the number of basic operations. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
So worst case time complexity Pn equal to n. You are agree? Now best case time complexity, when best case arise. Best case arise when element is present in the first location. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Base case. When average case arise, average case time complexity is an. An is a notation. And it is assumption that my average case time complexity an equal to question mark. I don't know what it is. Now here, case number 1, when element belong to the list, one average case analysis. When element is not belong to the list, or element belong to the list or not belong to the list. When case number 1, average case analysis, when element belong to the list, it may belong any position. It may belong k equal to here summation symbol starting from k to n. Summation symbol starting from k to n. মানে any position in the list, element may be present. So element may be any position of k location. So every probability of containing element in any position is 1 by n. So you have to count the total probability. Okay, summation of k equal to 1 to n, k into 1 by n, it is equal to n plus 1 by 2. When element is present or element is not present, case number 2, element is present with the probability p. When it is present with the probability p, then it may be anywhere in the n position. So k into p by n plus it is under the summation symbol, and n into 1 minus p is the probability of not in the list. Okay, in n position, in no position element is there. There are n position in the list, no position will hold the element, and its probability is 1 minus p. So that is n into 1 minus p, and n into 1 minus p, this term is outside of the summation. Okay, this all together 2 terms will lead you the final n into 1 minus p by 2 plus p by 2. So here, what is the commonality of this all analysis? Worst case, average case, best case. Now you are familiar. Now you have understood the worst case time complexity of sequential search, best case time complexity of the sequential search, and average case time complexity of the sequential search. Okay, this average case and worst case both is equal to some expression which is n into something plus something, n into something plus something. Am I right or not? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hello? Worst case time complexity and average case time complexity is equal to an expression which is equal to n into something plus something, n into something plus something. মানে here
Yes, sir.
n is main highlight. মানে you are this n into something plus something, n into something মানে n into a plus b. Generally you can, so this is one single কি বলে এটাকে, this is one line expression of line equation of the line, n into something plus something মানে n এর power is 1 here. n এর this expression is not quadratic. Okay. So time complexity of this. Hello. My voice echoing.
Sir, time is up.
Just few minutes. I will
Yes, sir. It's
few
extra
minutes.
half an hour.
Do you have any other class?
Yes, sir.
Just bear with me few minutes.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
So here time complexity of the sequentials are you have understood. Now you have understood the four way of complexity analysis: worst case, average case, best case, and every case time complexity. Okay. Now here hello.
Yes, sir.
Now already you have you have gone through the time complexity as a input size. Okay. Now time complexity function approximately is written by Fn, where you have seen it is a Tn. Here three analysis, three mathematical notation is prevalent in your course. Three mathematical notation. One is big O n, one other is big theta n, another is big sigma n. Okay, big sigma n. Three notation is used for time complexity analysis. This is called the asymptotic analysis. Asymptotic analysis. Why we perform the asymptotic analysis? Because just understand the few line what I'm saying. What I told from the very previous class or today at the beginning, the time complexity is this. If you assume input size in this precise way, time complexity is n into something plus something. It is approximately n. Or time complexity is a into some n square plus something. I say in this way. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
I
sir.
am saying in this way. Now, what I am trying to say, all this expression is a function. I never, at any point of time, I am not saying you the time complexity is exactly this. I am not telling that. Time complexity is exactly this. I am not telling that because exact time complexity analysis is not possible. Different, or it is not necessary. It is not required also because a algorithm should be machine independent, programming language independent, programmer style independent. Okay, so to consider all this fact, the computer scientist introduced the mathematical way of analyzing time complexity, asymptotic analysis. Asymptotic analysis actually it bring another function g. With this slide you will understand the asymptotic analysis. Here my actual time complexity function is fn that you have analyzed. Hello. Now
Yes, sir.
another function is cgn. What is the cgn coming? Because your fn is approximately equal to the cgn for some value of the input size, and it is upper bound of the fn. Mane your one function is approximated by other function. What is my point? Your time complexity function is fn, but you are representing it gn. মানে ধরো তোমার টাইম কমপ্লেক্সিটি এক্সপ্রেশন হচ্ছে a into bn plus d, or your time complexity হচ্ছে n square plus 10n plus d. hello
Yes, sir.
time complexity হচ্ছে just one minute. Your time complexity is n square plus 10n plus d, but when you are writing the time complexity, you are writing my time complexity is quadratic big O n square. মানে এই big O n square হচ্ছে এখানে এই n স্কয়ারটা হচ্ছে g আর fn টা হচ্ছে n স্কয়ার প্লাস 10n প্লাস d। মানে ওই এবারে ওই যে big O n স্কয়ার এর c হচ্ছে একটা কনস্ট্যান্ট। এখানে জাস্ট একটা এক্সাম্পল লাগাবো তোমাকে। এখানে ধরো fn, এই স্লাইডটা দেখতে পাচ্ছো?
Yes,
স্লাইডটা
sir.
দেখতে পাচ্ছো? এই স্লাইডটা হচ্ছে
Yes, sir.
fn হচ্ছে n স্কয়ার, ইট ইজ big O n স্কয়ার। big O n স্কয়ার কিভাবে এলো? এখন নিচের পরে ইনইকুয়ালিটিটা দেখো, n স্কয়ার প্লাস 2n প্লাস 1, এটা ইনইকুয়ালিটি এইভাবে লেখা যায় n স্কয়ার প্লাস 2n প্লাস 1 লেস দ্যান ইকুয়াল টু 4n স্কয়ার। মানে হিয়ার ভ্যালু অফ c ইকুয়াল টু 4, okay, it is big O n square. মানে one function that is fn is approximated by other function g. One function is approximated by other function. Okay, so this is this approximating function g is the upper bound of fn. Okay, another time complexity expression is this. Your original time complexity, can you see the slide? Fn, it is lower one another function which approximate fn from the lower side, that is gn. Another time complexity way big theta n is this. Okay, your actual time complexity is fn, but there are two other functions gn, c2 into gn or c1 into gn. In between these two function, okay, fn is sandwiched. Actually, this is one function, c1 c2, two different constant. Depending on the value of these two constants, fn is sandwiched between these two. What is my point here? Only one statement I am making. Your actual time complexity fn will be approximated by another function. That another function sometimes lower bound, sometimes upper bound, or sometimes it will hold the actual function range from upper side and lower side. And this three concept is captured by three notation. One is big O notation, when it is captured from the upper bound, when it is support from the lower side, that is the lower bound, and when it is from the lower from the upper, that is theta. This three notation is used, and this is called the asymptotic way of representing time complexity. Okay, why it is asymptotic way of? Because this curve, every curve, what is indicating? It indicating when you take the various value of n, how complexity function will vary. When you take the various value of the n, how complexity function will vary. মানে in other words, time complexity analysis is the analysis of the growth of time complexity function. This is my last statement. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Time complexity analysis is the analysis of the growth of the function. Growth, মানে how function is growing with respect to n. N is the, what is the n? N is the input size. The time complexity analysis is the analysis of the growth of the complexity function when n varies. And that three, lower bound, upper bound, is captured by three notation: lower bound, big O notation, theta notation, and sigma notation. This is all about my complexity analysis. I will start array from next class. Okay, if you face any difficulty by reading this slide, personally call me. Okay, or you can discuss with me. Okay, already I have provided this slide in the Google Classroom. Okay, thank you for your patience. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, thank you.